not gonna, I'm not going back to the streets, right? I'm never gonna be single again. Like, if my girl tried to leave me, she might die first. I don't know how she gonna die first, but she not leaving me, because I'm never gonna be single again. I've seen what's out there. Have you seen, you know they got OnlyFans now? Have you hip to this shit? This OnlyFans shit? OnlyFans is hilarious. OnlyFans, he said, no, not at all. With that mustache, I'm sorry. With that mustache, you know what OnlyFans is. But yeah, OnlyFans made me say, oh, I'm never gonna be single out here. Because when I seen girls have OnlyFans pages, that wasn't the part that really broke my heart and lost hope for women. It wasn't until I got on Twitter and I would see women have a sale on their nudes. Like, how bad is business going that you now have clearance cooch on your menu? Like, I don't want no 30% off. What the fuck, how is that happening? Is that a self-esteem thing? Like, I don't want to be out here with these type of women. No, I'm good with mine. I'm good with my Dr. Leah, Dr. Bay. Only problem with her, a girl with a doctorate is very rough because, I won't say a girl, I'll say anybody with a doctorate. They think they know everything. And you have to explain to them sometimes, like, hey, you know one thing really well. You don't know all the shits. You know one thing. And it got rough because she knew I dropped out, and I'm not the smartest. That's fine. It's even harder to have like an argument with somebody, you misspelling shit, and they would correct you during it with a little asterisk first. Like, I think you meant this. All right. Like, fine, I'll see you when I see you. I'm gonna sound like fucking Mel Gibson when I see you. Because every time she would tell me something, she would always say, I know. And that would always get to me. Because it would be the littlest shit, and it's like, sometimes you don't know for real. Like, the first time she did it to me that made me really get mad, it was the smallest thing, but it was like, hey, like we were all in the living room, she was playing with the baby, but she had her juice, freshly poured cup of juice on the TV tray. Baby's playing around all the TV tray, just playing all around it. Then they're climbing under it. I'm like, hey, move your juice so you don't spill it. Her response was, I know how to drink juice, okay? I've been drinking juice way longer I know how to drink some fucking juice. I'm not gonna spill it. I go into the kitchen. No less than 2 seconds later, I hear my daughter say, uh-oh. And the trick with her is she says uh-oh before she fucks some shit up. So I heard uh-oh, then I heard the crash of the TV tray. And I go into the living room and I see just the juice on the carpet. And now, we tried to clean it up, we couldn't. So now it's crunchy as fuck carpet right there because she knew. Another time she did it, which almost made me, I almost lost it, is when she first moved in. Apparently all my appliances were okay when we were dating, but when she moved in, all my shit had to go now. And I fought back, because the first thing she ordered was a stove. And the reason that made me upset was because I had her cooking already. So I was kind of like, word, this stove is not good enough, that's what it was? All right, okay. I said, well, fine, I'll pick the stove up if you find one. You just find it for me, because I'm not gonna look for a stove. My stove is fine. You want to get another stove? You find a stove, I'll get it. This educated person who has a job, a career even, looks on Facebook Marketplace for the fucking stove. I'm like, why, if you do not have your first apartment ever, or a homeless shelter woman, like, why are you buying appliances secondhand from Facebook, no less? Best Buy, you passed bestbuy.com to get here. What are you doing? But she bought it. I'm like, fine. I mean, I bought it. She found it. I go pick it up. I bring it to the house. And this is when the I know really kicked my ass. Because when I first told her, hey, before you get the stove, make sure you measure it. It's like, I know how to measure a stove, okay? I said, my bad. I get to the house with the dolly, stove on the dolly, get to the door, boom. So I'm like, all right, let me try and turn it to the side, turn the stove to the side, boom. I said, all right, this is not how this works. I said, there's no other way in the house besides the door. There's no fucking airlift in this bitch. So I just texted her, I said, hey, when you measured the stove, where did you measure? She's like, oh, I measured where it's gonna go. It's big enough. I said, did you measure it getting in the fucking door? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you didn't know something. Get the fuck out of here. Really? Oh, my God. Huh. The littlest things this dropout knows. But I didn't want to be a terrorist to her the whole time. So when the world finally opened back up and quarantine was over, we went to Essence Fest. It was like a finally out the house thing. Even their campaign that year was outside. We outside. I'm like, hell yeah, we outside. It was cool in New Orleans. The first night we got there, I kind of wanted to leave her. The second we get to the restaurant, first night we there, she's complaining so much. And I get it. She's in a sorority. That's what they do. They're very prissy. I understand the whole, if it ain't right, I gotta say something shit. But when you're not paying for it, why? Because I got mad at her. I'm like, hey, you're awfully poor and particular in this scenario. Those two can't go together. And she's like, I'll pay for my own food then. I said, you won't, so don't do that shit. And I'll tell you this, if you're in a relationship, the biggest lie I've ever heard my girl say was, I'll pay you back. I'm like, with what? That coochie from Tuesday? All right. Give it here then. More retroactive. So we at Essence Fest and we get to dinner. I'm mad at her, so I'm like, you know what? The concert tomorrow, I'm not talking to her anymore. I don't want to have any more fights. I don't want to say no stupid shit, so I'm just going to give her the silent treatment. It's better not say anything, and you wonder if I'm mad, then you know I'm mad. So I'm like, fuck this. But I did bring a secret weapon. As a hoe, I had a secret outfit I brought with me because it is Essence Fest. So I had this little cute little button-up shirt and these tight white pants. And I'm talking about white boy tight, not like regular, like Lil Wayne in his prime tight. Like you can see my calves in the jeans. It was so bad I had to start by laying down to put them on, then to hop to get them on. And I had to get these hoe jeans, because these jeans, they was white too, and they had the perfect bulge. I'm talking about you could see everything about me. Only problem was they were so tight I couldn't put anything in my pockets, except for the room key, and I held my phone like a teenager the whole time. I'm like, I'll just Apple Pay everything if I gotta buy some shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not talking to you though. I'll leave everything else in the room. We go to the Essence Fest, and at this point, I'm just drinking whatever I see. I started drinking gin at one spot. I drank Hennessy at another. I'd never drank Hennessy before, but boy, oh boy, I kind of like it now. By the time Drew Hill came out as a surprise guest, I was wasted. I was so gone, I had 2 hurricanes with 2 straws in my mouth on some goofy shit. Just drinking them both. When Drew Hill came out, they had Cisco. Now, I've never seen Cisco live. I never thought I wanted to see Cisco live. I needed to see Cisco live. Like when he came out there, they started doing all the shit. They did the thing. Oh, I was so drunk. I was trying to do it too. But those pants were so fucking tight. I knew it was tight when I was coming down the stairs. I couldn't come down the stairs regular. I had to do like a little side step to get down the stairs. And it was like, oh, this is too much. But when I seen Drew Hill come out there and start doing the dance, I tried it. But all I could do was this shit. And I was drunk, so I'll say this. When you have asthma and you start binge drinking, your respiratory system will give out on you. So I'm sitting down now with Drew Hill, drinking my one Hurricanes left at this point. I drank the other one already. And I'm like, I'm about to fucking die. I know this. So I said, I don't want her to get startled and shit, so I'm just gonna tell her the end is near. So I wrote on my phone, hey, I left my inhaler. I've been drinking a lot, and I'm having an asthma attack. I might not make it. So I just hand her my phone, and I just close my eyes, and I get ready to welcome death. Then I get a little pat on my shoulder, and I look up at her, and she has my inhaler in her hand. And I'm looking at her with so much, I'm like, oh my God, how did you? And she, before I can even finish the thought, she's like, I know. I said, look here, motherfucker. Got one right. Thank y'all for coming out. Good night.